Hello and welcome to the Energy Center podcast. This is Dana Teresa, the metaphysical mentor. We are here at episode number 56, and it is a very potent and powerful day today, the day that we're recording this. It is February 17th. This won't air for another week, but it's February 17th, the day of the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius and the first day of the Chinese New Year. So we're bringing in the fire right now, the first day of all this fire activation. And I am really thrilled and excited to have a special guest in the studio with me today. Her name is Bessie Collett, and she is a Biofield tuning practitioner and an aura imaging specialist. I've had the pleasure and really honor of working with Bessie a few times now. She's done my aura imaging, and it's so interesting because every time I've worked with her, my aura has changed, and I feel like it's because I'm evolving and I'm changing. But the whole subject, the whole topic of aura and our biofield is always so very interesting to me. So I'm so excited to dive into this conversation with you. Bessie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be sharing space with you today on this powerful day. I feel very blessed and humbled to be in your presence today and sharing space with you. So thank you for having me on today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Bessie. So I think the first thing I'd love to talk about, because I know that maybe not all of the listeners are aware, I'd love for you to just explain what is our aura, what is our biofield, and is there a difference between the two, or are they the same?
I think there are so many different layers of the subtle bodies that make up our overall bioelectromagnetic field, which could be classified as the aura or the human energy field, the luminous body. There's so many different terminologies that we could say, but I think if you think about it as just one whole with all these different working parts inside of it, that might actually help people understand that it is constantly in flux and changing, and it is up to us and how we honor our energy and the centers that we have within our big aura field, auric field.
Yeah. So I've often, I think about the aura, and you think of colors, right? You think like, oh, what color is my aura? What does my aura look like? And so you have this very special technology that allows you to take pictures and see someone's aura. So can you talk a little bit, share a little bit about that technology and how it works?
Yeah, so I have an AuraCam 3000, which is a play off of the original Kirlian camera. And with that, there's two hand sensor plates that read the bioelectromagnetic field that is you, and then it superimposes it into color on a Polaroid. And from my experience, the colors are accurate with the energy that's showing up and where in the field it's showing up. So, it's so cool. I couldn't tell you how it's just from doing and reading the aura that, as with practice of anything, we become better and better, and we learn the medium easier and easier. So with each person I read, I'm learning and evolving with how I read the aura. So it's really, like, for me, it's such a cool thing because I'll see something in somebody's field, and I won't have ever seen it before. But when I look at where that placement is on the aura, I can read into it and understand it on a better level. And usually the person will validate that that's exactly what they're going through.
Wow. Yeah. I remember the first time I came to see you, my aura, it was almost like a rainbow. It had red and yellow and orange. And then we did a collaboration together. So we did a workshop together where Bessie took aura pictures before and after Reiki. So Bessie took someone's aura imaging. Then we went through a Reiki session with the group. So everyone in the group received Reiki, and then we did after pictures. And that was so cool to see how the energy healing actually created changes and shifts in the auric field, and within just, an hour of receiving the energy healing. So what Could you just maybe describe the different colors that might come up? Just briefly, you don't have to go in too much depth, but like the colors and what they might mean for, the different colors.
Yeah, so starting with red, usually our root chakra is red. It's a very grounding energy. It's a very physical in the present moment. That's a person who uses their five senses. They're very present here in this life, in this body, in who they are. It is also a very angry, frustrated, irritated color. So you can read it differently, and it is expressed in the different shades of red, in meaning what it could actually be carrying.
Yeah.
It's great because I see red sometimes in the subconscious, which would suggest that they had just been triggered. So for me, I get super excited because when I see a trigger in an aura, it's the perfect time for somebody to evolve and grow, to be able to pinpoint what it was that is a trigger. So if people aren't sure what their triggers are, when that shows up, I just get super excited because this is like a great turning point in your life to understand what's going on. Orange is this very inclusive, creative energy. It's all about taking care of others and reading the room and being very relatable, very approachable. Yellow is that bright like the sunshine. It's a very self-confident color. It's radiates happiness, joy, fun, carefree energy.
Yeah.
And then green is that healing. It's the most balanced color of the spectrum. So a lot of doctors, nurses, caretakers of other people who are in servitude of others will carry that green energy.
Yeah.
And also with that, it's the shade in which that green shows up. So the green is also that very deeply healing energy. But you can see when that energy changes, when you do the healing yourself, you hold the energy of being able to heal other people. So when I see that color glow, it's such a beautiful color because you know that person has done in-depth work to actually heal themselves so that they can actually heal the collective on a different level.
Wow.
Blue is that really introverted, intuitive, going deep within to really understand yourself and shed those layers to get deeper and deeper. So the darker the color, it's like how deep can you go within? It's that is also shows how much healing you've actually done. So when the green and the blue come together in the turquoise, I always celebrate those people because I think they probably don't celebrate themselves enough for all of the healing work that they've done. But that's that collaboration of I do everything from a place of love in servitude of other people, not just for myself. And those are like the ones that we really need to celebrate because it means, hey, you've actually gone internal. You've looked at some of those triggers in your inside your internal being, and you've done things to take those, shed those layers so they no longer affect you.
Yeah.
So the turquoise is, for me, like, go celebrate yourself because you're awesome. And it also suggests the healer that you are because you've healed yourself. It shows that medicine that you vibrate in that you just have to embody to walk through this world and have people feel that effect of your energy.
Wow.
So turquoise is the most absolute beautiful color. And then purple is the highly spiritual, very connected, very intuitive, eccentric because you're walking more in line, true to yourself. In the placement with purple in the field, it's how do you magnetize and use that energy to your benefit?
Yeah.
So how do we manifest? Where is that showing up in your energy? Will suggest how you are best to manifest. And if you're in a manifestational energy at the time, it's very important to go and actually use that energy to your benefit. White is that most pure, spiritual. It's kind of like that childlike innocence, but it's also a highly protective energy. So it definitely suggests that you've done the work, you're going through something, you might have that spiritual energetic protection around you. And where that placement shows up it's also important what it's suggesting at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed any.
What about pink?
Pink.
I had some pink last
Okay.
time.
I love pink. So pink is the gentlest energy, the color in the energy centers. Pink is all about love, gentleness, compassion, walking very gently in this world so that you're not trying to upset people. It's the and then magenta is unconditional love. I walk in my authenticity,
Yeah.
purely unconditional love. So
Wow.
I march to the beat of my own drum, but I do it with loving intentions, not just for myself, but for everybody, everything, all that is. So those two colors are my favorite because that's what we're aiming for. That's where we want to get, especially that pink heart center.
Yeah.
That's where we really want to be in this life. And so when people show that energy, it's also great because you are turning inward with that self-love, that compassion for yourself. And so it magnetizes outward so people feel that energy.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
pink is, it's the most beautiful color when I see that. And when somebody is like in their pink or in their magenta, again, that's when we should be celebrating because you are in that alignment, that divine alignment with where you should be.
Wow. I love that. There's so many little pieces I'm putting together as you're talking. The first one is that very first time I worked with you and I said, like, I saw oranges and reds and yellows. I don't think I told you this, but I was actually just had an argument with my husband right before I came to see you. So now that makes so much sense because I was triggered.
Yeah.
I was absolutely triggered right before I came to see you. And so I had that just goes to validate with me and show me that we carry this energy, whether we're vibing high or low, like it is in our field and we're radiating it outward. Like sometimes we think like, oh, I'm so angry, I'm just going to keep it to myself. And it's like, no, other people can like feel it and sometimes see it even maybe, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is that these are all very much correlated to the chakras. It's like what just came through as you were speaking, like color. It's almost like this universal language, this not just global, but like, metaphysical universal language. And it all kind of resonates with the same vibration, like red is the root, purple is the crown, or that more expansive, high vibrational energy. And so I think it just goes to show that our energy field is so important and it's something that we need to tend to and take care of.
Completely. Because it's only now starting to be proven scientifically, we have more technology that can measure the subtle energy and the vibrations. Before, it was something that we weren't told about. We were told about our physical, mental, emotional health and what we should do to take care of that, but we weren't told anything about taking care of our energetic health, which if you look at it, the energetic is the umbrella that if you work in one energy body, if you work in that energetic field, it will have a knock-on effect on your physical, mental, and emotional bodies as well. So it's highly important, but it's not something that we've ever been taught.
Exactly. I know. I feel like that all of the time. We're not, because we can't see it all of the time. We aren't taught about it. We don't know how to take care of our energy. So how would you, in the work that you do with the Biofield tuning, how do you help somebody balance and harmonize their energetic field?
So with Biofield tuning, I use tuning forks. I use the weighted and the unweighted forks in the energy centers and on the body, depending on how the energy is moving. But with the tuning forks, so I can hear and feel the energy. So from my understanding, we all go through this. We all learn different things. So when I view the energetic field, I view it as like rings of a tree. So it's kind of like we have this energy field like rings of a tree. So each ring will suggest what happened in a certain timeline in our life, starting from before we were even born. That will show up in our field. So ancestor genealogy will suggest, oh, you're carrying this and this isn't even yours. This comes from outside of you. You might be carrying it from your mother or your father. But the forks actually will sense the denseness of something that happened, the trauma or surprise, anything that shocked the person. It'll show up in the field as a denseness, and I can feel the denseness and I can hear the sound of the energy. So you can tell if somebody was sad, upset, hurt, happy, joyful, angry. It all shows up as a different frequency in the field and a different denseness in the field. So the forks are great because I can feel it, and then the forks, the vibration, will help bring that into coherence. And so then that person, it's kind of like a vibrational therapy. So people, if you have a hard time being vulnerable, it's the best way to start a therapy because you don't actually have to vocalize what's going on because the fork will find it in your field and say, oh, you encountered this at some point in your life. And you might not even know that you're carrying it, or you do, and you've been shoving it down for so long that it's now presenting physically in your body.
Wow.
So you can check in with yourself. I usually tell people, do a body scan. Where are you feeling anything in your body? Because that'll be so suggestive of the energy that you're carrying that you've been suppressing for a really long time.
Right.
So it's beautiful because with the aura, I could see, hear, and feel the energy. And so it's very helpful and useful. My eyes are now seeing color in the field when before, I don't know if the aura is helping me see color in the field for people, but I can see the energies move when the fork actually clears something, or I can feel it. My body is also a tuning fork as well. So I use, I drop out, I do hollow bone whenever I work with anybody so that I'm stepping into their field clean, not holding anything of my own, so that I can step in and my body will read what the fork is saying as well. So intuitively, I read from my body as well as using the tuning forks in the field with somebody.
Wow, you have this, like, it feels kind of scientific to me, like you're using all these different ways to validate what you're seeing and you're experiencing with a person. So it's like you're seeing the aura imaging, you're feeling it with the tuning fork, you're hearing it. So it's like you have all these different ways of confirming, like, yes, there's an energy block here, or yes, this is going on with this person here. And you're using that to, like, help them release it. So it's not just like Bessie's mind, oh, I'm thinking this. It's like, no, you're getting all these different little pieces that are helping you put together the puzzle of what's going on with this person to help them, like, heal and release what they're carrying that's, you know, causing them maybe signs or symptoms in the physical body. Wow, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I feel so blessed when we do the work for ourselves. We don't realize the knock-on effect that we might have by just doing that internal work on ourselves, how we could actually help other people. And I've been on this journey for such a long time that I never thought that this would be my life. That I would be so blessed into having these gifts, uncovering, which everybody has. It's just a matter of unlocking them within ourselves. So I'm not unique in that way. I just have been fine-tuning since a baby, I think, you know.
Wow.
So
well, actually, that was the next question I wanted to ask you. How did your journey start? How did you get into reading auras and this biofield tuning?
Yeah, so it's not something that I ever envisioned. About 14 years ago, I lived in England, and during the summertime, they have all these mind, body, spirit fairs. And I just turned 30, and I was trying to figure myself out. I'm like, I don't know who I am.
Right.
And I started going to these mind, body, spirit fairs because I was so interested in trying to figure out who I was, that they had an aura imaging specialist. And I remember walking away from their booth with my aura thinking I would love to have a camera like that one day, not knowing that that was the first seed I had planted in manifesting this life. But I always feel like the dreams that sit within us are there for a reason. And so we have to follow them. And then I could see. So when I lived in England, I was looking up at the sky like I always do, and I could see something that I'd never seen before. And so I thought, maybe it's protein in my eye. And then I read Hands of Light by Barbara Brennan.
Okay.
And there's a little paragraph in her book that shows the universal energy field.
Oh.
And that was when I thought, I can actually see energy. So then I started to play around with it. Like in a dark room, you can kind of see the static on the ceiling, like from a TV. And that's how I really started to train my eye. But outside on a perfect blue sky day, you can actually see the swirls of energy. And so I can actually see that in people's field now.
What?
When we're moving energy, I can see the little swirls and how the universal energy field is reacting with somebody's electromagnetic field. So it's kind of cool to see how the universal energy field, how we actually communicate back with that. And so that was how I knew, something's very different with me. And so I started reading a lot of healing techniques, hands-on. I did a Reiki course when I was in England, but I don't practice Reiki, but I've been attuned to it. So I feel like that kind of helps the energy move through my hands, through the forks. And that was, about 14 years ago I started. And then when I moved back over here, I realized I had enough money to invest in a camera. And so about 5.5 years ago, I started an apprenticeship under a Mayan priestess who teaches the healing arts of indigenous medicine.
Wow.
And I was going to Denver every month to take these classes. And I went down one day for the class, and I needed the loo, and there's a Barnes and Nobles, and I thought I'm just going to park in there and run in. And before I even got there, there was this book on the shelf that just stood out, and I'm stood there looking at it thinking, I can look at this on my way back. So when I picked it up, that was Eileen McCusick, who is the founder of Biofield Tuning, and I picked up her book. And it's so funny because the class that I went to that night, my maestra was talking about the same thing that Eileen McCusick was talking about. So the synchronicities of aligning you with what you should be doing. So when I walked away from that class that night, I thought, wow, okay, this is what I'm being drawn to. And then my confidence got in the way. So I was like, I really want to take these courses, but am I ready? I think the mind always dictates sometimes our forward momentum. Eventually, I took the classes. I was trained, got my certification to be a Biofield tuning practitioner. So it's funny how the aura and the tuning, it's like I work with energy, but I see it from different perspectives because of what tools I have in my toolbox.
Yeah. Wow. There's so many little pieces of your story that really resonate with me. And I just want to put this out there to all those healers. Like, you never know who you're going to inspire or touch in some way. Like, you just going and seeing that woman at that booth who is doing the aura photography, like, she probably doesn't even know how much she changed your life, right?
Exactly. She wouldn't. And I hope she's still doing it. She was an older woman 14 years ago. But she did. And I had her read my aura a few times. But I don't know where those photos are. I don't think they made them. They made their way back with me from England.
And I think of on my journey, like, when I went to the American Holistic Nurses Association conference, and I was seeing there was aura reading there, and there was Reiki there. Like, that's what inspired me. So it's like, you never know by you just like sharing your gifts with the world who you're going to touch and what the ripple effect of that's going to be. So I think that's just a beautiful part of your story. The second part is, I love how you followed the breadcrumbs. And I see this time and again with healers, in that we follow our excitement, like you followed your excitement. And maybe there were moments where the mind was like putting you on pause or whatever, but still you followed it. And the idea that you're blending these two modalities together, they seem, for you especially, they seem like they just so naturally go together and really complement each other so beautifully. And you've brought it together and created it in your own way and brought it together in your own special way. And you have your own unique offerings to the world as well.
Yeah, I feel like there are so many people who can do biofield tuning, who can read the aura. I feel like, everybody is going to do it differently in their own authenticity. And I believe that I always call people to me. I don't go out and chase. But I know magnetically the people who need to be in my energy will find me. And so I kind of just do that magnetic flow of people, the right people will find me, and I'm not for everybody. And that kind of helps me move through in doing what I do without putting pressure on myself.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because we can put pressure on ourselves, but that just defeats the purpose of being here in the present moment, being grounded, and honoring the energy as it is.
And then it creates like this, you're putting pressure on yourself and you're creating all the stress that you don't need to have, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's part of it as well, that I've learned not to put that stress on. When I think I've been reading energy my whole life. I'm a highly sensitive. You're probably highly sensitive. So as a highly sensitive, it's not so easy walking in the world, feeling so much, not knowing that it's not yours. So I think that I've been fine-tuning. Like most healers, we fine-tune without even knowing that we're fine-tuning our gifts that we've been carrying for such a long time. It was at once like a curse, and now it's like the most beautiful blessing to be on the other side. So why put stress on ourselves?
Exactly. And so I know a lot of the listeners to the show are sensitive. They are energy sensitive and empaths. So what advice would you give? Or how would you, encourage someone to really take care of their energetic field?
I tell people, so when I talk to my clients, first thing in the morning, just before you actually do anything, as you are waking up, that is the perfect time to check in with yourself. How are you waking up? Where is your mind as you're waking up? Yeah, sometimes we're groggy, but it's the perfect time because we're still in that theta state of moving before we really wake up. So you can check in with your energy centers then as you're waking up, just to see how you're waking up. And then everything is intention. So if you put intention first thing into your morning, I tell people, create the Glinda the Good Witch bubble around you. And I usually have them start from their heart space, because that is the most magnetic, most protective energy center we have. So I tell people to imagine they see a candle flame and watch it grow as it moves from the center of your body outward into that field, to just put this little energetic bubble around you. And the intention behind it is, this is my energy, and it protects me from the external energies, so that I'm not going to be so porous to accepting what's outside of me. And then last thing at night, I tell people, review your day. Don't hold on to anything in your day. But if you review your day, so that if there is anything that you're stuck on, you should probably process that in your energetic field. Give it a little bit more time thinking about it. Where are you feeling it in your body? That's a lot of it too. By doing that body scan, you can really tell what's going on in your energy, where you're feeling aches and pains, or you're just feeling a little bit of discomfort. So it's all about that first check-in of how are you? Where are you? How can you center yourself and bring yourself back into the present moment? by putting up a barrier and saying, okay, this is mine, that's yours, that's the external world. I'm not going to accept anything that is not mine.
Yeah.
And so that's like the first thing. And then going in and doing deeper meditations on really extending those fields, those subtle bodies of the chakras, we can go and we can actually grow those, regulate those with intention through meditation. So there's numerous different ways to really honor your energetic field, but first and foremost, you should definitely protect what is yours and not like protect the the porousness of your field so that you're not accepting what's not yours. Because half the time it's really difficult to discern what is yours and what is other at first.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's something when you're an empath, when you're energy sensitive and you don't know that you actually have the power to protect your energy, that's something that I absolutely experienced. It sounds like you did too. And I see a lot with my clients is that people are like, feel like they're a victim to other people's energy, or they don't have control, or I'm just a sponge and I take it all on. Well, actually, you have the choice what you take on and what you don't. And you can be an empowered empath. You can create your own protection. You can decide what comes in and what comes out. And so I think what you spoke to so beautifully is like recognizing like, oh, this is my body. I need to connect and be in my body, notice and observe what's going on in my body, and then protect myself as well so that I'm not taking on the things that I don't need, that don't serve me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's part of it because it's all in the energetic field. Whatever's going through our mind, our emotions, our feelings in our body, it all has that correlation with the energetic field, and the emotions are not separate from the body. It's all presenting. The body knows the score, and so it's going to tell you. Your mind is going to tell you. Where does your mind keep drifting to? Because that's something that you probably need to look at to understand so that you can clear it. So there's numerous different ways that people can take care of themselves on an energetic level, but it is choice. It completely is choice. It's also what thoughts you allow to travel through your mind. Like mastering the mind is really the first point that we should do, because when we can control what our mind is doing, we have so much more control energetically on all of the different levels. So
and I also love that little piece you shared around when you're going to bed at night and something is looping in your mind, like that's trying to tell you something, that you're holding on to something. And you actually, as you said, have the ability to process it more instead of staying stuck in that loop. It takes the awareness to like pause and be like, okay, I keep thinking about this. And as you said, where am I holding on to this in my body? And how can I release it? Yeah, we have so much more power than we realize we do.
And that is the whole point of bringing the mind, body, spirit into alignment. So when you can say, okay, this I need to figure it out because I keep looping. How can I process it on a deeper level? Because a lot of the times when that loops, we're disconnecting, we're distracting, we don't want to go there. And so it is a way of coming back and saying, okay, maybe I shouldn't be distracting myself, but maybe if I focus in on it, I can clear whatever or help clear whatever that is.
Totally.
But it is that mind, body, spirit connection in becoming aligned, because a lot of the times I think we're so disassociated with our body and allowing our body to speak to us, we fight against it and we create that resistance within ourselves. So a lot of the times we are our own culprit on every level. And so that's the other thing as well, is when we realize that we are the culprit and there's not somebody external outside of us causing that disruption inside of us.
Right.
It's a really great way of coming into that understanding of I am in control. Nobody is in control. I am the one. And so that's like the other humbling aspect of like, oh, it's me, it's not you.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the times we don't like to take acknowledgement that we might be the problem.
Yeah. And what I think you're speaking to is just this energy of empowerment. So we're here today on this full moon solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, and it's also the first day of the Chinese New Year, the fire horse. And so I love how this is all tying together, and that this knowing and this understanding that we have the ability to be our fire, to be our power, and take full ownership of our auric field, right? It's not something that, like, we make it. We make the colors that are showing up in our field, right?
Yeah. Like energy is constantly in flux. It's not fixed. So you can be in a state of mind where you're beating yourself up and you're unhappy with something, or you just had an argument with somebody, but at any moment you have a choice to redirect that energy and how you want to focus it.
Yeah.
It's wherever your intention and your focus is, that's what you're going to bring into your life. So if you're constantly angry, of course you're going to meet angry people or things that are going to upset you. But if you let some of that go and say life is life, people are people, I'm in control of my happiness. And I'm going to say it's constant. Even for me, I have to redirect myself because I am human. My mind will take me to places that I don't want to go, but I understand that's a deeper layer of healing that I'm doing. But it's still like, I still want to beat myself up. So it's whenever I'm in that thought flow, I have to stop myself in the moment and tell myself, no, I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. I'm loved. I'm meant to be here. And it's all a matter of how we speak to ourselves and allowing that energy to be expressed outside of us. So it's a constant choice. It's constant. Like for you as well, it's like I constantly feel like I'm doing my own energy work on a daily basis because we are porous. We try and put that barrier up, but we still are affected by the universal energy field and what the big heavy energies are. So to be able to process those out, it's very important so that we don't get entangled in those energies. Because right now we all know how the energies are flowing this year. So
absolutely. And I love what you spoke to there, in that, and we're not even conscious of this, but yes, there's this universal energy all around us and all the energies of the things that are shifting in the collective. And then we have our own energy and like, who knows what else. And so our system is like processing so much all of the time. And this is something that I'm working super diligently on this year, is with all the fire coming in, is staying grounded and staying connected to myself, and like radical self-love and self-care. I know I need it so much. And especially as a healer, with everything that we are helping other people to move through, as well as we're guiding others. So we need to have this like solid, stable foundation within ourselves. And I know that that's like so important right now as we're stepping into this year of the fire horse.
Completely.
Yeah.
I've been telling people that I fear no evil is a very powerful statement this year. I fear no evil, because you can't vibrate in love and fear at the same time. So there's one or the other. It's what choice are you going to sit in? It's your choice. Completely. Do you want to carry that love energy, or do you want to hold on to that fear?
Right.
So it's I fear no evil is a great statement. If you are in that fearful, that's what the universal energy is right now. There's a lot of fear-based energy flowing around, stress, worry. So it's important not to attach to that, but say, I acknowledge that's in the world right now, but in my own foundation, I walk from a place of love. And then that's what kind of recenters you, holds you, anchors you deep down and grounds you, so that you can still maintain that flow and hold your vibration, so that that universal energy isn't affecting you. But again, it's all intention. It's all about acknowledging and understanding that there's so much more that we don't understand that's going on within us. and that's the hardest part, because a lot of the times we come back and we are the first culprit. Like, what is wrong with me? You know, because we're not feeling the same vibration that we have. So,
right.
And that's something to keep
Absolutely
aware of as well. Like when you're not walking in your usual frequency.
Yeah.
To pay attention to that.
One thing I wanted to go back to as well, and what I find so interesting in the aura imaging, like you can also see, you kind of spoke to this earlier, but you can also see like ancestors or spirit guides in someone's auric field as well. So again, there's so much that's in our field that we're not, unless we're attuned to it, that we're not always aware of. So can you speak a little bit to that? Like, how do our guides show up for us, and like, how do we know when they're in our field besides getting aura imaging?
Yeah, I think that's important to understand as well. So the veil is very thin. We are human, so we vibrate at a heavier denseness that we're not able to have that lightness that spirits have. Once they shed that dense body, they rise up, but it doesn't mean everything is overlapping. So we don't really know how far or how close they are, because the veil is very thin. We just don't see it. So a lot of the times when spirit knows that you're going to come and sit in front of the camera, they will come and photobomb. And it's so awesome, because these are the people, the louder the color of the photobomb, I think that the spirit is trying to get their person's attention. I am not that far. I am right here. I tell people, you need to speak out loud to them, because a lot of the times we'll talk in our head and say, oh, I miss you. I wish you would come and visit me. I wish I knew that you were still around. And it's all about using that throat chakra out loud. I miss you. Could you show me a sign? I need your help. I really need your support. And we know when they come in, it's because whenever we see any sign or synchronicity that reminds us of our crossed over loved one, that's them. That's not us. It's them trying to get our attention to say, hey, I am right here. And within the color of what they show up as, they're either very protective, very loving, both, trying to get the attention of somebody because we might be stuck in our grief. And not witnessing how close they actually are, thinking there's this separation between us, when really energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be changed or transmuted into a different form. So if we are energetic beings, we do not cease to exist. We just change form. And so I believe that that's why the energies show up, is because they're saying, hey, I'm still in existence. You just are at a denser frequency, so you can't necessarily see, hear, or feel me, but it doesn't mean that I'm not around. And then with spirit guides, it's a way of connecting in and tapping in. I think it's a different feeling for everybody. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's relationship and how the vocabulary and communication is created between you and your guides. And so, I mean, I think I feel the energy come in. I can tell when there's somebody with me, because my energetic frequency changes. And I think that's what's beautiful. You probably feel it as well, because you're so highly tuned in. You know when the energy completely changes. So that's how I know when somebody's around. And I usually get signs of who it is when they come in. And it's also a way of listening in, because they talk to us in different ways. It's what is the language and the communication that you set up, because it's all you. How did you create that language? How did you create that relationship? So everybody's going to be different in how they move and how they understand their connection with spirit.
Wow. I love that little nugget of wisdom you gave around, because sometimes when we're just in our head, we're like, oh, I'm being silly, or this isn't real. But when we actually speak it out loud, when we move it, when we're communicating with our loved ones or our spirit guides, whoever, when we move it through our throat, then that it's actually another way of form of empowerment, I feel like, as well. And then we're making it real. We're like validating it. We're like, yes, I feel this and it's true and authentic to me. And I'm going to speak to this person and it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think that, so our voice is our frequency.
Yeah.
And when we allow those words to cross over and vibrate in our voice, it packs a power punch. So it's important. And if your energy here has that turquoise energy, it really suggests that you should be very careful in the words that you choose to use, because your words actually pack more powerful of a punch than possibly somebody else. So your words that cross your throat chakra are very important. It's one of the most important energies that we hold that is unique personally only to us. And so when you say things out loud, it is a way of saying, validating, like, okay, I am holding firm in this. This is my frequency attached to this. And so when we do use our voice, it's important to ask for things as well, because I think that's what we forget. Spirit is there, and we don't walk alone. But a lot of the times it feels like we walk alone, and all we need to do is just ask for that assistance from whoever is around. So
yes. And I feel that, so you just like made something click too, just for us and the whole audience. Like our spirit guides or our ancestors, they're not just like hanging out in our field for no reason, right? They're there for a reason. They're there to support us. They're there to help guide us. They're there to be a part of our experience. And so it's our responsibility to reciprocate and continue that connection with them. Like it's our job to speak to them and let them be involved and let them guide us and let them support us in the ways that we want. Like they're there for a reason. So when you feel them, like connect with them.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, connect with them, go honor them. However you can, to show them that that bond is still really strong, because they're trying to show us that that bond is really strong. I do know with certain crossed over loved ones, my personal experience, I lost my mom about 10 years ago, and I know my mom, she can't interfere in my life. She can watch over me heavily, and I have to be the one that actually calls out for her to show up for me. She can't just be there. I have to instigate that conversation, open up that communication with her. So it's important when we do honor and talk to him, because we might think, oh, she's abandoned me. I don't feel her energy. But that's not up to her. It's up to me. And when I realized it was up to me, it opened up a lot of thought for me, because I realized I'm in control. She can't be in control. I have to be in control. And there are spiritual guidelines around our ancestors, our guides, and how they actually show up in our life. But if we ask for assistance, it opens that door for them to come in and assist us in however they can. So that's important, I think, for us to understand when working with spirit, is that sometimes we have to be in control and not just assume that they're going to just come in and do it, because we're spiritual beings, and you know that I'm struggling in this. Where are you? But hey, I am struggling. I need a little bit of support. How can you come in and do that for me? So
wow. I feel like we've covered so much today. There's so much in our auric field and our biofield that we're not even aware of all the time. And it just takes building that awareness and understanding around it. And there's a lot there.
There's so much,
right?
That we don't even understand, that we're all, And we each have our own experience. So you can have your own experience and you can share it with people, but that's not going to be somebody else's experience.
Totally.
So you can take guidance from people and how they flow and how they do things, but for everybody, we're so unique. It's important to honor your authenticity and your forward path.
Yeah.
So that you're not trying to attach yourself to somebody else's path and do it the same way as they do it, because everybody is different. So follow your own flow, follow your own signposts, those breadcrumbs, because that's leading you down your authentic path.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Oh, Bessie, wow. I feel like I learned so much today. Is there anything else you feel called to share with the audience?
Just, if you can do one thing, learn to speak to yourself better. I think in the big scheme of things, how you speak to yourself is the most important aspect in you changing the flow of your forward trajectory. If you can be more gentle, more compassionate, more kind to yourself, have patience with yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you're having a bad day. Actually have compassion. It changes that resistance into flow. Yeah. So if you can do one thing for yourself, it's learn to speak kindly to yourself. Be your best friend. Not that negative inner roommate, but if you can really learn to be your best friend, that self-love, it grows and it blooms and it turns into something beautiful that's unique to yourself. Wow. In walking in your own authenticity. Because we're all unique. You are one of 8 billion people in this world. And so when you can honor your uniqueness and not try and do the same thing as everybody else, you're going to take so much pressure off of your shoulders in walking in your own authenticity. Wow. And self-love.
And that's how you get that turquoise and pink and magenta.
Exactly. Yes, that's how you flow in divine alignment with who you came here to be, living in your purpose and your passion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Bessie, thank you so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. I know, again, I learned so much. I know the audience did too. So how can people get in contact with you? How can they learn more about you?
So my business is Resplendent Rainbow Energetics. You can follow me on Instagram, Resplendent Rainbow. Follow me that way, or reach out to me at resplendentrainbow@gmail.com. Awesome. If they're interested in having their aura read or biofield tuning, there's always remote ways of working with energy. Everything is intention. So if they could connect with me in that way.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll also put your contact info in the show notes. So, and for all our listeners or watchers out there, again, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Please remember to like, comment what resonated with you at the show, and share the show with someone who you might feel need it. And please subscribe as well. We'd love to keep this high vibrational frequency flowing around the whole planet. So again, thank you, Bessie, for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Again, it was great to share space with you today on this auspicious day and the forward trajectory of like whatever this year might hold for all of us. So I feel very blessed to be here with you today. Thank you so much
You're so
for
welcome.
having me.
Thank you. Namaste.